Hello engineers, you are welcome to Chris Control Automation. In today's video, we are going to look at how to connect this flow switch. I'm going to show you how to fix this counterweight on the flow switch, okay? And then also how to put it in the water, set it. We are going to explain the cable. This flow switch consists of 3 cables. So we are going to the tank side where I'm going to put the flow switch in the tank, okay? And then fix the counterweight on the flow switch. So let's go to the tank side and then you see the demonstration. So I'm going to use this tank for the demonstration, okay? So we are going to fix the counterweight on the flow switch. We will put it in the water. We will set it at a point that we want the motor to stop. We have this plastic ring at this point. You could see inside. Then we have this end. We fix the cable into the counterweight at this side. So just put it inside. Because the tank that I'm using is not that big, okay, so I just put it at this side. This is the level of the water in the tank. So I want the flow switch to stop the pump when the water level reaches this point. All right, so now what I'll do is I would make sure I will tie it to this point. You see that the counterweight will be at this point. Now let me use some cable to tie it. And then we test the cables. So now the counterweight is at this point. Now, as the flow switch is straight like this, the black cable remains the common. The blue cable is the normally closed. The brown cable is the normally open. So I have my multimeter here. So I will attach the black cable to the black lead of the instrument. I will test the blue cable. You see that the meter is reading, indicating that as the flow switch is straight like this, the blue cable is normally closed. Now, the brown cable is the normally open. You see that it is not reading. So this is how the flow switch operates. Now, I'm going to open the tap, and then the water would start to flow into the tank. So as the water is coming up, the flow switch would also be raising upwards, okay? So when the water gets to this counterweight level, this one, the flow switch inside will also raise. Let's see. You see that the flow switch is coming up. So I want to show you something. Now I'm going to tie the black cable to the instrument. This is the blue cable. See, now it is reading. So I'm opening the tap, okay? Let's monitor the instrument. You see that? You see that stop. You see, as the water level reached the counterweight, okay, the flow switch has also turned upside down. That is why the meter stopped reading. It indicated that the blue cable is now open. So when I test the brown cable, it will give us a reading. Let's see. You see from the meter? Yes, that is how it operates. So once the water level goes down again, okay, the flow switch will go down and then it will be straight as it used to be before. So from here, we are going to connect it to a contactor and then we connect it to a motor. We see how it will operate, okay? So let's go there. So these are the components that we are going to use. We have our terminal block here, the contactor, overload, and then our breaker. On the terminal block or the connector, we have the top two cables. That is the main input cable, left and neutral, to connect to the contactor input. This one is the selector switch. We use the normally open side, that is the 3 and 4. These 3 cables are coming from the float switch. So that is it, okay? Yes, that is the float switch. These 2 cables are coming from the motor. We are going to use this as our motor. So let's begin the connection. These are the 2 input cables, live and neutral. So we connect a live cable at the output of the breaker. From the breaker, it goes to the 95 of the overload. From the 96, it goes to one side of the selector switch. From the other side of the selector switch, it goes to A1 of the contactor. For proper and safe operation of the system, we always connect the flow switch cables to the neutral side of the supply. So from the A2 of the contactor, it goes to the common terminal of the flow switch, that is the black cable. We are using the normally open side of the flow switch, that is the blue cable. So from the blue cable, it goes to the neutral. I tapped live and neutral from the input of the breaker to the input of the contactor. From the output of the contactor, it connects to the motor terminals, these 2 cables. So it connects from the output of the overload since they are attached. Okay, we are going to connect indicator lamps to indicate when the motor or the pump is in stop mode or it is running. Therefore, we are going to put this auxiliary contact on the contactor. It has only 2 contacts, that is 53, 54, normally open, and then 61, 62, normally closed. Okay, we tap live from the output of the breaker. We connect to 53 of the open contact. We tap from the 53 to 61. We connect the green lamp at terminal 54. Then we connect the red lamp at terminal 62. We connect to the neutral. We are done with the wiring. So I'm explaining the diagram and then we test it. This is the main diagram. From the breaker output, it connects to 95 of the overload. From 96, it goes to one side of the selector switch on the terminal block. From the other side of the selector switch, it goes to A1 on the contactor. From the A2, it goes to one side of the flow switch on the terminal block. From the other side of the flow switch on the terminal block, it goes to the neutral cable. Now, the auxiliary contact. We tap from the output of the breaker to terminal 61 of K1. From terminal 62, it goes to terminal X1 of the red lamp. That is the off lamp. From X2, it goes to neutral. And then we tap from terminal 61 to terminal 53 of K1. And then 54 connected to terminal X1 on the run lamp. Terminal X2 connected to neutral. So this is the circuit diagram. All these dots that you are seeing means they are all connected from terminal block or connector block. Okay, this particular block. So let's operate the circuit. I'll turn on the main breaker. As I turn it on, the red lamp is on. This is because we use the normally closed section. So the moment you on the breaker, current will flow through, through this closed contact to turn on the off lamp. Because this side is connected through the open contact, it will only come on when the contactor is energized. We are going to position the flow switch in such a way that it will be hanging so that the blue cable will become normally closed. In that case, this contact will be closed. So the moment we on the selector switch, current will flow through to energize this contactor, and then the motor will begin to operate. As the water is coming up, it will be raising the flow switch. So the moment the water reaches the level of the counterweight, the flow switch will also turn upside down. Therefore, this contact is going to open, and then the contactor will de-energize. Let's see how it operates. We can see that the flow switch is hanging. So I'm going to turn on the selector switch. Let's see. You see that the motor is running now, and then the red lamp is off, the green lamp is on, indicating that the motor is operating. So we assume that we are filling the water. Okay, so as the water is coming up, the flow switch will be turning small. Coming up, it will be turning small. So when it reaches the level of the counterweight, okay, then the flow switch will turn this way. You see that? And then the motor will turn off. You see, this off now. So when the water begins to go down again, and then the flow switch will also be going down again. So when it gets to the bottom of the tank, it will be hanging like this, and then it will start again. See that? So engineers, this is how we connect a flow switch to control a pump. Okay? Yeah, if you enjoyed this video and then you are new to this channel, then I will urge you that you subscribe to this channel. Okay? You hit on the subscribe button, and then you hit on the bell icon. You choose all to turn on your notification. Okay? And then you like the video. You put down your comment and you share the video to your friends. Okay? So we will meet in the next tutorial. Thank you.